So let's draw. Let's draw it. Let's fix here. Okay. Так. Так, so I will draw here frame. Let's do this size. Let's do like this. Okay, so let's again do the fisheye here. So before I was showing you these two perspective grids. Let's again quick recall, because repetition it's a mother of skill, right? So we have this let's say this grid when we have x on the left, x on the right. So this is our curved horizon line. Here we have a y-axis, y vanishing point. So then x-axis perpendicular to y-axis, and intersection of y-axis with horizon line, it's the vanishing point. Так. Then there is kind of like a relative of this perspective grid. It's a perspective grid where is actually, so here is a camera looking down, and the second perspective grid is like camera looking down and kind of turn 45 degree. I have video where I talk more precisely about this, but it's kind of this case when it's super kind of advanced, and if people struggle with like 3-point perspective grid, this explanation just blows their mind. Okay, so it's kind of became like some kind of philosophy stuff there. Point is grid and camera, right, is like, it's like a relationship of observer and space. So it's like, it's not only space or only observer. It's like we have both space and observer, and intersection of observer and space, it's our perspective grid. So this kind of how we're showing it. So I mean, like an example is like when you on a street by itself it's a grid, and then you have your own perspective grid, like grid of a sphere, of this like visual sphere, because as I show before, like this visual sphere itself have this constructive elements like vanishing points, you know, like you have in front and sides and stuff. So it's crazy, right? If you want, like, write me in a comment, I will explain it all. But yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing stuff. Так, so here we have this grid, then have this grid. Так. Let's do this. So you see, they kind of like look similar, but they have like very crucial difference. It's like here, you see, we have 2x vanishing points. Here is like same place, but instead of 2x, we have 1z and 1x. So it makes it like absolutely different, because this is more like reminds, you know, everybody confuse it with a 5-point perspective grid, when we have, say like this, right? We have x on the left, x on the right, we have a y here, and z here. So this is 5-point perspective grid. Yeah, and okay, let's draw like this. So it's totally also different perspective grid. They have some kind of, they're close, they're similar, but different. Okay, so you can't draw this perspective from this grid, even if it looks like, oh, wait a second, here we have this curved line go from x to x. Yeah, it looks similar, but structure is different. So you need to decide clearly, like if you draw like fisheye perspective with curved horizon line, then you use this perspective grid. If you draw a situation where your horizon line is a straight line, not curve, then you use 5-point perspective grid, okay? But what is similar with them is they're both showing 180 degree. Right, so we have this like observation about 180 degrees. So it's like front, left and right side. I see this kind of like 180 degree. Hello Krasnan. Hello Krasnan. So when here in this grid, we see like only 90 degree. So look, and this makes this grid similar to 2-point perspective grid. Okay, so in 2-point perspective grid, we have this, right, z and x, like this. Or maybe 3 point. Okay, so if 3 points, then we will have like y also, yeah. Let's say like this. Okay, so you see, they look like same, but very different actually. Same like here, look same, but very different grids. So you need to understand this difference. Very, very important, because kind of like it should be obvious, and if it's not obvious yet, then you need to kind of work with it. You know, you need to clarify it for yourself. And I have videos about this, like kind of explaining. But first, you know, also everybody have this tendency to dig into perspective theory, and my channel, kind of like one of goal of this channel is not only like save your time. No, yeah, it's like save your time by helping you don't waste your time on some kind of theory exploration when you start just like digging into nonsense, you know, with some kind of perspective theory and stuff. Like instead you need to find high quality material where everything explained, you know. So some of this like fisheye stuff very hard to find, like actually is nowhere. So this like clarifies this concept I figure out by myself. But no, I kind of was just breaking down other artist works and figure out, so like, okay, so this how it works, right? So, and to avoid like mistakes, to avoid this kind of trap of theoretizing too much with perspective, which is just procrastination. You might think like you're being smart and you're like really want to understand perspective and stuff, and you start to kind of like sit and like making all this theory and stuff. It's nothing. It's just waste of time. So you would just, instead of practicing, instead of apply what you already learn and see how it works, you procrastinating and telling yourself like you're learning, when in reality you just avoiding of gaining experience. So here in this video I make, right, I give you structure, I give you construction, and if something not clear, what is clear 100%, it's how to do it, right? Like no one here like can say like they don't know how to draw it, because I already shown you how to draw it, right? So all you need is just take it and try it out. Just take the structure and draw your pictures with them. So, and this will be your most efficient way to learn it, okay? Because without practice, it's like very hard to comprehend. It's like no matter what books you will find, what theory you will listen, what question you will ask me, you will never understand it. So start from trying it out, okay? So I showing you this, I say like this, like we have 4 perspective grids, right? I explain how to draw with each grid in like previous 2 videos, so now I will show it too. You already know 5-point perspective grid, again 3 of my previous videos. You know 3-point perspective grid, right? So just draw it, and in the process it will click, and it's like a layers, it's like it's a levels, you know. This is how you learn. It's like first you're not sure how it works, but you know how to do it. Like you have sequence. This is your key sequence, right? You start doing it and it's like, oh, I understand something. Like again, like, oh, like in the process you start to have this like kind of insights, and eventually you find like, okay, now I understand how it works. I understand like theory behind this function, okay? So just reminding you this. So okay, so in this yeah, let's draw it here, this 2-point kind of no, 3-point kind of perspective grid, but in fisheye, right? So let's see, maybe make it make a small frame. So again, just like study yourself look kind of like make sure you clear with your motivation. So like you want to kind of convince yourself or like prove something to someone, or you want really to learn something. So because if you want to learn, okay, then it's actually much easier than it seems, because you just need to do what teacher tell you to do. That's it. You know, it's so funny. It's like when I was in art college, like in my high school, it's like in my year, like in a whole year, kind of like I was one of the best in my group. I was the best because I have this kind of like simple rule, right? Like teacher tell me what to do, I do. That's it. Because he kind of he's an expert, right? He know what he's talking about. I have no idea. I'm just beginner. But all other my classmates, everybody have idea. Everybody have something like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try that. I think it should be a little different. I think I will do it my way. You know. Okay, do your way when you understand it. When you have no idea what you're doing, like just follow and do what teachers say. So simple. I did it and I improved like super fast compared to all my like classmates. And the teachers, they all like love it, you know. It's like fantastic because it's kind of, it's so simple and it's also so rare, because everybody have their ego, everybody want to like think they're different, they're smarter, they're even smarter than teacher, you know. So it's kind of funny thing. So, and just from this, everybody makes simple things hard. I just see it from, you know, from people questions sometimes, like I explain everything, I give you, say do this. Okay. What happened next? People write me their theories about what they think, like, oh, I have this idea, I have this, like, what idea? Where is your drawings? I don't need your idea, you know. I hear a lot ideas before, and I have my ideas too, you know, but you don't have any your ideas don't have any background. You don't have practice, you don't have experience. So here you see we have this Z. Yeah, just imagine like you go to gym, you ask like, okay, I want to I want to kind of lost some fat, get some muscles. Coach tell me how to do. Coach spend like 2 hours explaining, showing you everything. and say, nice, okay, now I understand bodybuilding, and I will create my own theories about bodybuilding. Okay. Like, okay, that's weird. Так. Так, so here what we have. Let's do maybe a little. Okay, no problem. Let's do like this. So instead, what we usually do, right? Instead of like trying to reinvent bodybuilding, say like, hey, I have kind of my bodybuilding vision, kind of. You you spend kind of years to just do what coach show you to do, and when you start to get results, you start to kind of, only then you start to kind of talking about your vision. So when you kind of have these pictures, you say, okay, now I have some interesting observation from my experience. I see maybe can explain little different, or you can start to build some theories. So that's how it usually works. You're not start making theories from beginning because you have no data, you have no like experiments. You don't have enough experiments, right? Так. Let's see. So here we have grid. Some cyberpunk Jason. This second guy. This. Meow, meow, meow. Some robots. Так, some robot biceps. Then to have, yeah, maybe also kind of joint rotating like this. And robot triceps. Yeah, hello soup. like how insights, how you used to study perspective, how did you study all these ratios, cars and guns. It's like anything you study is same. Maybe you can say like study it like a language. So how you study language? Like if you study like foreign language, it's exactly the same process. Like you learn structure, you learn like elements, and then you practice to using them. So you practice to apply theory, right? So for example, like you learn in, I don't know, like there is alphabet. So like okay, words are made from characters, right? So you need to know characters, you need to know phonetics, you need to know maybe some like very, very, very basic grammar rules, like time, you know. And then you need to know some very basic vocabulary. What's mean to know? It's mean when you need them, you can recall them, right? So first you have to read to have idea of it. You say like, oh, okay, there is this basic words, there is this basic characters, and now I need to practice to use all of this regularly, like every day, you know. So like you, if you need to read on language, you start reading. Okay, so you find like, okay, articles or books, and you reading them, and you see you don't know this word, you go to translate, you write it somewhere, so you can every day you look against this word and recall yourself, like say, oh, vehicle, what's vehicle, right? So you remember what this word means by repeating it every day. Remind yourself every day. So vehicle is kind of moving this thing like a car, you know, bus and stuff. So same with drawing. So first you need to find somewhere structure, like here you find on my channel, right? This is how like a 5-point perspective, right? Like find some video or book, whatever, and then I start to do it. Later, when I practice all material I can find, I start to find answers like nobody give, you know, like this, like fisheye perspective, like I don't know, it's like also basic, I don't know what to do. And there is video, I tell all the time, video I make called How to Improve. I explain there how I study. I'm aware it took a lot of practice. How manage your time? Again, I don't know how old are you, right? But have you worked ever in your life? It's like how you manage your work time. Like when you go to work, right? Like, yeah, write me in the chat, like, did you work before? you have like some job experience. Okay. You once, like, you work one day before. You see, like, so maybe this is the core for you, like you need more like real life experience. Because work, I mean, is like when you need money for living and you go work for a money, and it's not like best thing you want to do, but it's something like kind of like okay to do this, right? Because you need money, so it's only of necessity, kind of, right? So, and you obligated to do all the stuff which you kind of like sign contract to do, you know, whatever is like if you might work like in a construction, right? Or I don't know. I was working like in a server room as engineer. I was working also like a night shift. I work also like sales in a art material kind of department in a shop. So, you know, it's just my point there. Any work requires discipline, you know. You just, if you don't show up, if you don't do what you must do, you will be fired, right? Because it's not your parents' house. These people need somebody who will work, do job properly. They not hire you because you're kind of nice guy and they want to see you kind of or want to help you. No, they need you to do your job, and you must follow like regime, right? Like reglement. You arrive in certain time, you do certain things. So there is some people who struggle to do this, right? So they usually became like a criminal because they can't discipline themselves to perform some like any jobs. They're just too spoiled. But then as an artist, let's say, like once you work on something like this, more you do this kind of jobs, more you realize as like, why am I doing this? I want to do something more creative, like I want to make my project and stuff like this, right? Like you keep go to this job which you don't like, and you keep kind of like inside yourself, you keep like whining. It's like, I have so much potential, I have a talent, I have a vision. Why am I wasting my life on this job? Like anybody can do this job, right? Yeah, maybe. But so it's up to you. And now, like when you have free time after this job, you go home and you know it's up to you. uh, make make your life, organize your life in a way that your creative work will kind of like provide for you. You will have money from your creative projects, or you will do other people projects, which might be which is actually like always not exactly what you want, because it's not your project, right? Just being kind of realistic, right? Like no matter how project good, or it's almost never uh, like a perfect project, like people waiting for you, and so like, oh, finally you arrive, we just have exactly perfect work for you, which like your dream job, you're happy to do, no, usually you do just you take what you have, not most funny and convenient job you can find, just whatever you've been lucky enough just to find any job, just like in real life, it's kind of most of time how it works. So that's it. So start from working on any job. You realize this how things is done. You make it or not. So when you make it for other people, okay, you just serving like other projects, but you can make it for yourself. Then you need to kind of hire yourself. So this is kind of like your discipline, your discipline or time management is just like your life decisions. It's like what kind of life you want to live. So here draw some. So yeah, somebody just like have this character from beginning. They just can like organize themselves, but somebody needs this like reality experience, when they're like they can compare, they can say like, okay, if I will not improve my skills, if I will not do what I want to do, then I will do what others tell me to do. Yeah, so you need to grow up, need to mature, kind of, because it's not a easy thing. It's require like discipline and no, I mean just being serious. Is not talking about some kind of like kung fu or superpowers here. Just like basic discipline. Just being serious guy. Don't be a slacker. Because if you kind of like find all this like images of artist who is like being like, oh dude, I'm just like walking around, like chilling out, like having fun and stuff. No, nobody of them is serious people and not good artists. And if there is exceptions, if some like very like lazy depraved guy kind of can be like really good artist, okay, it's exception. He just like somehow get lucky, he can get away with this. Maybe it's just he been like lucky to have uh, I don't know, like a very good environment which can take care of him, so he can kind of survive with his like bad character. But as a general rule, it just never works this way. You sober up, you grow up, or not. And this is your kind of core, you know. So stop to waiting something from somebody. Start to make things yourself. This is a core kind of creative people, right? You need to be like self-meant, so you can like manage yourself, can organize yourself. And if you see it's like you cannot do it right now, okay, just fix it. Так. Yeah, because this is what it's all about. Very simple. All of this very simple. There is no talent or some kind of like trait which will save you from your own laziness, you know. If you can't handle yourself, nothing will help you. It's like your main it's your main kind of flow, right? Так, so I have this guy here. Because if you know, like you, okay, like you have plan, right? You want to be artist, you want to make animation, all this very clear. Like what should you do? You need to start to drawing, and you need to practice and improving, building like this necessary skills so you can like professionally draw animation and stuff. To do this, just find time like 5 or better 8 hours at least every day. So you sit and draw. You draw this like a storyboard. You draw in like frames. You study animation frames, like you breaking down animation. Like you see how they draw in different scenes. You draw in characters. All the stuff, you know, you need to do it. So you need time for doing it, right? So you make like 5 days a week, you sit and doing this as a job for yourself. You hire yourself, or you like study in your own university, let's say. So and in the process, of course, you always, like everybody has this in the process, start to like whisper like in the ear, like, what you doing? All this don't make sense. Stop immediately. Like, are you crazy? Look outside. Like today have so great weather. You need to go and like, I don't know, walk around with your friends. Or like, oh, there is new computer game, you need to play this game. And you feel kind of like it's, well, how great it will be if you will sit and do this kind of stupid stuff, you know? So, very simple thing. It's all very simple. It's just like what you choose. You choose kind of to follow your decision. You want to reinforce your decision, or you will given up on it right away, like when you just feel like slight resistance, you know? It's like, yeah, I have decision, I say I will do this, but once I feel uncomfortable, I just forget it immediately. This is a character, right? It's like how much you stick to your decisions. Like, because if you don't stick to your decisions, then you are not able to make any decision by definition, you know? Because you are not reinforcing them, right? You are not standing for your own decisions, not protecting them, kind of. So same, like, you know, like all this is related. Everything is kind of similar stuff. You like that's why, but like by being like artist, you kind of developing yourself, you improving yourself as a person in general. Because it's about this like dedication, which is another word for same thing, is like you make decision and you stick to it, right? You say something for yourself, you promise something to yourself, and you stick to it. And now imagine like if people around you, right? Like, what do you think about people around you? Let's say someone, he say he will do this thing, but then he immediately give up once he feel uncomfortable, or like uh, he say he's like your best friend, um, but when something like situation change, and he's like, oh, he start talking about you like bad stuff, he just kind of like change, you know, without you change. It's like if you change, became like different person, not as you been before, it's one thing. But you're same, this dude is just change his attitude because he start to afraid for his reputation, because people like gossip about you. They say it's like, I don't know, like you vote for Trump, let's say, and he's like, oh, he's not my friend anymore. So this guy kind of like asshole, and or marry guy, right? Like marry, like find a girl, say like, oh, I promise you, I was like, we will together, I will take care of you, and then he just get bored. Oh, okay, this kind of married life, like very boring, and there's some another girls around, so it's just like switch on another girl just from boredom, you know. And everywhere same thing, there's so many people, they just don't stick to anything, you know. They just say one thing, tomorrow something change, and they immediately forget what they're being about, you know. They immediately kind of like switch. And yeah, maybe like kind of as a is the most like archetypical kind of thing, but actually is now it's maybe like, I don't know, not so, it sounds maybe a little like a radical, but for a long time it was just average thing. So we can say like real characters, they stand in their ground even in the face of death, you know. So it's like even when somebody like catching them, so start to tell them like, you know, you need to give up everything, betray everyone and everything you stand for, if you value your life, right? And there is people who will not give up even in the face of death. So this what is a character, right? So you decide to be artist, and maybe it's a stupid idea, you know. Maybe you know, like you can be rich guy if you choose some better profession to make more money, to be more successful, whatever, and all the stuff. Maybe you wasting your life with this, right? This is how it feels sometimes. But only when you're ready for this, only when you tell yourself, yeah, maybe it's true. Like, I don't know, maybe I will be great artist, I will be rich or not, Maybe everybody will turn away from me, say like, this guy, he's just drawing all the time, he's insane. But I decide to do this, so I will keep doing it. And yeah. Like again, like I was writing story for my comic book, and I was drawing some comic books, like also a long time ago. And it always feel like, you know, imposter syndrome, and it's always feel like I'm doing something crazy. It's just like came on you, it's like for no reason. And but you keep doing it, and you see something appears, like, and after you see like, hey, I was feel so bad when I did this, but then I have this result, I have some kind of I gained something, right? Now I have this like something I can read, something I can show. And then you realize it's like always been this way. Always. And it's always been like for everybody this way. Sometimes it's easy, but actually many times it feels like unbearable. It feels like this. And with experience you already know that it's totally bearable. Just kind of don't be so soft. Just keep doing it, you know. Just don't hype yourself with this nonsense, right? Focus on the work. And then I met other guys, and for example, like some my friends say like, oh, I have so many ideas, he have so many like story in his mind, but he feel he not ready, and he feels like he need, I don't know, like he explain himself all the time, like he will know when he should start. You know, really? I say, dude, like you never ready to start. You just start, okay? And even when you start doing it, it still might feel sometimes like it's like you should give up, you know, because like just next day you wake up and you're terrified. It's like, no way, what am I doing with my life? So it's kind of in this all your discipline, it's just like handle voices in your head. That's it. I mean, it's like, isn't it crazy kind of how simple all it is? Because like I can understand when you kind of can't carry like 100 kilogram on your shoulders, you know, like say like, oh no, I'm just collapsing, right? Okay, it's understandable, it's just a physics. But then all this like motivation, discipline, like after all what we're talking about is just about how you handle your own imagination, because this you can train, you can like practice to make your imagination to produce for you some incredible stuff. Or you can be like also not kind of enslaved, but swiped away by your own imagination, you know. This is what has happened, right? Because like we need some emotions, we need this like yeah, we need strong emotions. And if you're not manage yourself, how you kind of how you get these strong emotions, let's say, like kind of deep experiences, it will just fall on you. Your brain will just generate like tragedies for you. So like, oh no, drama, so much drama, you know. Nothing happened, but you feel like there is so much drama happening in your life. It's like, oh, I must suffer, I must struggle. From what? Yeah, and of course, eventually, there is always some real problem happening. But again, what we see, did you notice how some people handle every problem, every trouble, no matter how crazy they are? There's like, I don't know, in English maybe you can find like interview. This man came from Ukrainian soldier, like came from captivity in Russia, so he was captured by Russia, and it's like I'm not sure exactly, like half year or 1 year he was there, like tortured, you know, like constantly. Can you imagine? So he was like there, like starving, humiliated, tortured all this time, and then he finally they kind of make exchange of captives. So, and he's like all mutilated, like he have like broken arm in many places. Like before was like super healthy guy. I mean, just can imagine, just try to imagine this, right? Like was like super healthy, strong guy, and then like absolutely like mutilated and like with a crazy amount of problems. And he's smiling and he joking, he going everywhere, making an interview, talking about like he's like learn how to take every situation, like just that's it, it's life, kind of like I don't want to live in regret. This is how he talk to himself, you know. So like, yeah, it's crazy all this stuff, but I don't want to live in regret. I don't want to like cry about losing lost opportunities and about everything that happened and stuff. I want to think about what I can do, you know. So this kind of people like there. So if they can do it, why we can't manage some just normal situations when nothing actually happened to you, when you have food, you have house, you have everything you need actually, right? You already have it, so all you need, just do it. So, and but you telling yourself stories about, oh, um, like I'm not such person, or there is some qualities I have which stopping me from being productive. Yeah, just realize it's your own imagination talking to you, right? Maybe you just reframe your own thinking and just start to be more efficient, more prolific, instead of being like self, how to say, when it's just like excusing yourself for being freaking lazy. So like, oh, I'm not just lazy, I don't have a skills, Oh, you're just lazy. That's it. So it's kind of funny how kind of like in media everything is twisted nowadays, right? Everybody like to talk about you're not lazy, you have like some ADHD or Asperger or blah blah, some special condition, you're like special people, whatever, just to teach you to be weak and happy with it. So, oh, I'm such a special person. No, you're not. You're just lazy, right? So just let's just like revive some like sense, right? And meaning in the words. Like the words must have some meaning, and that's a very powerful and important word. It's called laziness, right? And slackiness, or just don't be a slacker, don't be lazy and pathetic kind of guy, because all of this, all these lazy people, they're being a burden on their family. So if they're not like, if you're not living on a street in a dump somewhere, all this like lack of discipline is became burden for everybody around you. Just this how it works. So these people, they just don't want to acknowledge this. They think like world must provide for them, as like people around must take care of them. It's very annoying. It's definitely not cool. Так, okay. Yeah, everybody who have TikTok on their phone, better to delete this shit. Like I never even installed this. I mean, eventually, like TikTok, find me on Instagram, because now this kind of stuff is everywhere. It's on YouTube, on Instagram, all this like short, stupid videos. But at least I didn't use TikTok itself, because absolutely like degeneracy. It's like, thank you, no need this stuff. Так, let's see. Let's draw next.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Let's do. Okay, so I have a guy in a parachute. Let's do. So this will be Z, X, horizon line. Так, more Z here. And Y. Так, Y axis. So it's kind of crossroad. So like 2-level building here will be a little higher. Rooftop. Maybe make here like a beach. Okay. So, James Bond. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Okay. Make without helmet. Let's make this. Just cool James Bond style. Let's see. look very serious. Так, окей. Rooftops. So here maybe make like this roof. Так. So I can do like this. Yeah, and maybe like trees. So between buildings and a beach must be some kind of green area. There are people. Так, some buildings here. Some dude on the roof. Maybe waves kind of should be. Так, let's see. So here we have this kind of grid. So curved horizon line like this. Так. Then the vanishing point. Like this. Z. Up, up, up. Дырым-дырым. Так. Same here. X-axis. So like this is straight, because we remember on a grid straight line go like this, and then transition from straight to horizon line, then curve this way. Так, and y-axis, so we have tilted camera here. Так, so it's going y-axis go first through z vanishing point. Then on original perspective grid structure we have y vanishing point nadir. So then it behave like this. Okay. So I see almost dry. Yeah, it's already dry. Так, see vanishing point. Так. Okay, so that's fish eye downshot, let's say bird view. Little erase. Yeah, so my motorcycle book almost done. So there's like still I need to make a lot of drawing for it, but now it's much easier part because I finish an anatomy part. It's like almost 150 pages of motorcycle anatomy in my book. It's like so many information like you will never find anywhere else. It's like really like objectively is like one of a kind book. So and next month I will have like a print test, so I will show you some print kind of test of this book. Then about winter or autumn I will print final version. So I will kind of announce when it will be ready. So yeah, and don't need like crowdfunding anything. I will print it or you will have it on Amazon. So I have these two options right now. It's not clear yet. When it will be clear I will tell you. So like I have some sponsor who will give me money for printing, so I can print and deliver myself. Or if there will be some delay, I will publish it in Amazon, so you can order like print on demand from Amazon. Anyway, like this year it will be done. Book will be ready, it will be finished. So yeah, if you want to be like informed by mail, you can go to website howtodrawmotorcycles.com, subscribe to waiting list, so I will message you when book is ready. Like everybody who registered to this website, I see messages, so later I will write something. Right now it's just nothing to write. It's still in production, but yeah, next month will be like I will show how it looks when it's printed. And it looks crazy. This book is crazy. So many stuff. It's like, it took me more than 3 years already to work on this book. Now let's make him work here. So this motorcycle book, it will be like Scott Robertson book, but about motorcycles. Also as like encyclopedia, because so many illustrations and information. So every artist will want eventually to have it on a bookshelf. So once it will be published, it will be spread like tornado, or what they say. Так. Because I make this book kind of like I thinking about, I want it to be book which I dream to have myself, you know. So like, if I didn't make it myself, like if I want to buy it, so it's this kind of book which you know, you buy, and when it's arrived to your home, you open it, and it's like, wow, it's even better than I expect. And specifically for artists, because so often, you know, as artist, you buy some book, you think like, oh, I wish it to be some kind of useful material, some illustrations or some data helpful for you as artist. You order a book, it's arrived, you open it, and there's like 5 illustration, or I don't know, it's kind of like, it might look like a very big book, but you open and there is not so much information, just some kind of random photographs and stuff, and it's like for children maybe it's good, or I don't know even for who, but for artists it's too basic, kind of not very informative. So in my case, I make it like really, really heavy. It has so many information. So this kind of book which you can't read in one take. So you will read it, you will watch it, you will put it on a shelf, and you will return to it rest of your life. Just from time to time, like open, say like, this detail, you know, how to draw this thing. You go back to book and say like, like this. So it's just like a reference material and encyclopedia, and also like a study book, kind of explaining how to draw with step by step. With a step-by-step demonstration. Так. So let's see like this. Okay. So let's for today finish here and then go back to finish my book, finish motorcycle book, and we'll let you know how it goes. See you later.